Yeah, I'm not getting ad revenue. I'm not getting the correct ad revenue. Now, the issue with this is I don't even have tags in my name. I don't talk about politics. I don't do anything. And my ad revenue went from $10,000 plus at some points per day to now like $2,000 a day. So from someone who was making upwards of 5 figures a day, now only making $2,000 a day off ad revenue, something's wrong. Something's going on where my ad revenue is not correct and it's not what it should be. If I want to make $2,000 a day, I'll go be a fucking mailman, okay? So Twitch, if you don't fix my ad revenue and put it back to normal, I'm not going to be streaming on the platform. I don't care. I don't do this for fun. I don't do this.
This right here is the type of mentality that I absolutely can't stand. I'll keep it very much stacked. This is going to be one of those type of rants where I'm definitely going to go into some personal details of things in life that I just don't necessarily like that's happening to me personally. And obviously this is going to jump into some details of things that's currently happening and all that type of stuff when it comes down to it. But mainly as well, I want to keep this as a focus and things about the Twitch ad apocalypse and things of the sort like that, right? I'm just gonna open up with this. To be real, with the Twitch apocalypse and all this type of stuff that's happening, do you know who I really care for in the entirety of Twitch when it comes down to anybody that's getting screwed over or getting messed up by the advertisers and the lack of getting any type of ad revenue and things like that? I only care for like the smaller streamers. That's pretty much it, right? Because let's keep it very much a stack. The bigger streamers, the bigger content creators that's on that website, or just in general of any website, guess what? They have their own, funds set back. They'll be okay. They'll be fine. If Twitch literally goes away today, they'll be fine. You know why? They have their own businesses. They have their own, money and stuff just set back just in case for things. They have their shit in the bank. They have their shit in their own personal damn banks. They have their shit just invested in other things, and they'll be personally fine. They have groups of friends that even if they don't have money themselves, they would probably have groups of friends that would take care of them for a good ass time. There is plenty of reasons and ways of how they'll be okay. But for the smaller streamer, for the smaller creator, they won't be. They can't be. They obviously can't be. And this mainly sucks, mainly because you got so many people that is definitely grinding for this shit, grinding for some wins, grinding for, the followers, the subs, and, the whole ad revenues and things of the sort like that. They're trying to grind for that shit as hard as they can for who knows how long. And then they ultimately get screwed over because the platform can't necessarily run itself, or someone else caused some trouble when it comes to the platform in some shape and form, and it's been things that's been building up for years and years and years, and it's just awful. It just is, and it's a nuisance when it comes down to it, right? This definitely, by far, especially when it comes down to just any platform at all, makes me feel extremely bad for the small creators that literally just wants to make it. You get all these type of people like a Lacey and all these other type of people that can just absolutely make it and do absolutely nothing with the position that they're in. And then at the very same time, at the end of it, it's like we have so many other cooler, potentially better creators as well that can come through and do some things. Why is that not the case? I get it, it's the system and algorithm stuff that obviously I'm too dumb to understand and I don't necessarily know. But at the very same time, my gosh, how cool would it be, or how good would it be if we actually had better creators that was actually at the top, that actually did stuff, that actually, help out in some shape and form more than, cause destruction. It would be better if we had creators in these damn platforms on the side of the staff or whatever to literally handle the issues that we always be seeing constantly, whether it's literally a copyright issue or whether it's literally just like moderation issues or whatever. It'll be nice to see that jump, but we don't get that. And with all the influence and all the power that these people have, We don't see that at all, right? But we usually typically see them complain about everything else but the things that they, actually should be complaining about. And things of sort of like that, right? And again, this type of mentality, this is no different from the people that keep going on stream being like, streaming is harder than a 9 to 5. Bitch, I don't think so. Let me ask you this. We live in basic, or at least let me tell you this. We live in a day and age where working a 9 to 5 in a basic ass way isn't doing pretty much shit for anybody right now. Like, let's just keep it very much a stack. There is nobody right now that probably would want to work a straight up 9 to 5 making $12 an hour. Like, no one wants that. If anything, at least if it was something more than that, then that would be a bit better, But realistically, no one really wants to be doing that shit. On top of the multitude of other things that you're probably going to have to do when it comes down to it. And instead of looking for content creators to go out and do this 9 to 5 stick that they like to do on stream, or try to make a video talking about, is it harder to do a 9 to 5 and whatever, literally ask anybody that isn't you. Literally ask anybody that isn't you who've been slaving away to their bosses for years or for even months, and let them tell you how understandably difficult and annoying that 9 to 5 can actually get. Don't get wrong, streaming can have its difficulties too, but a 9 to 5, dude, where you're basically being somebody's whipping boy or whipping girl, I don't think that's something that a lot of people want to deal with, or want to honestly go get up every morning to go to their job and just, be around constantly. I don't see that shit. Talk about the mailman makes like $2,000 a day. Mailmans don't even make $2,000 a day. They don't even get paid in a day. They literally only make maybe like $100 or so dollars, right? Maybe 200, maybe. But at the end of the day, you're not getting paid that damn much. If someone was a mail person, they getting paid $2,000 a day, bitch, let me get into the mail service. But that's not how that works. And I went to a whole ass seminar and thing for a mail post office thing, and let me tell you, they don't have it good up there. They really don't. And then you don't really get to work that many days, from what I can tell, because you get some days you really don't get. You might work 3 days a week, you might get 2. It really depends. So it's a bit ass, not gonna lie. So when it comes down to it, working as a mailman, well, you have your benefits. That's really about it you're doing it for, right? And some of that payment, maybe some of it, right? But that's really about it. You're not really getting much else of anything. So you wish somebody was getting $2,000 a day, right? And it's so ungrateful, right? It's so out of touch, hard as hell to see people like this when it comes down to, what they make and such like this. And hell, this ain't even a maximum that they make. They make $10,000 sometimes a day, right? Like, not a lot of people, hell, not even a lot of mid-class streamers and mid-class YouTubers make that shit a day, dude. Not many people make that shit. Do you not know how much I could do if I had 2K a damn day? Just 2K? Or even just, let's go even lower. If I had 700 or even 500 a day, that would take care of a lot of shit for me. I'd be happy as hell if I got that shit, right? That would take care of a fair amount of my problems. Hell, even if it was weekly, if I got 500 weekly, I'd be perfectly fine. I'd be perfectly fine if I got 500 or more weekly, and I wouldn't be mad at that, right? Let me go into some of the personal stuff, right? Because I really want you guys to understand, which my audience, I'm pretty sure you guys understand too, because most likely for a lot of you guys, you probably are in the same boat in some shape or form. There probably is some type of bill that you just can't pay, or there's some type of other thing that is very much on your head right now that you can't necessarily deal with, and you don't know how to kind of deal with, or you don't have a way to deal with, or any person that you can turn to kind of deal with, right? Most likely you are in a situation like that, or somebody in a situation like that, or have a situation like that in some shape and form, right? I'm going to assume so. Or you just really don't like the situation that you're in regardless. I can assume that because I feel that from a lot of you guys a lot of the time, right? When it comes down to topics like this. Because I see it. I can absolutely see it. And I'm not, and let me just go ahead and say this too, I'm not mad at anybody, right? When it comes down to it, I'm definitely not mad or holding any type of grudges when it comes down to it, because you have your own problems, obviously, right? This is definitely you have definitely your own type of problems that you got to deal with, and absolutely you come first. But at the very same time, holy shit, my boys, life hates the hell out of me like it's a damn cartoon villain. If literally I could describe this in any shape and form, it is literally cartoon villainy. Obviously, you know about the mortgage situation that obviously been on like the main part of the channel for like a big ass part of the time that it's been here, right? Obviously, when you first click on the damn channel, that's going to be there, and that's obviously like its own hell in itself. But this situation decided to get a little bit more shitty yesterday, because apparently you could just get sued for not necessarily taking care of the mortgage, which we've been trying to do so, and that's a whole thing. So don't know what the hell that's gonna come up to. Then also like to add in with the headaches I've been having recently, I went to the emergency room like what was it, like last week, and essentially had to kind of deal with that. The medicine they gave me really didn't help too much. It was like half helped, half didn't, and it's still currently going on, and it sucks hard ass. So when it comes down to it, guess what ends up happening when you don't have insurance? You have to pay a bitch ass fee. A bitch ass fee that is effing impossible. I'm currently faced with a 1,600 and something ass dollar bill. What the hell is this? Do you not understand? Again, Lacey, or whoever the hell else with this same ass mentality, do you not understand the gratefulness I would have if I had 2,000 in my pocket right now? That medical bill gone. I don't have to feel the stress of debt anymore, which I never been in debt before. So this feels like absolute dog shit right now, right? I would definitely be able to help pay off even more of that bitch ass mortgage, so we don't have to worry about that shit. So that would be good, right? If I'm just getting paid 2,000 daily, even 10,000 daily, that would be exceptionally even better. I wouldn't have to worry about asking people for money half the damn time, right? I wouldn't have to ask about that shit on this channel, like probably putting it in damn comments as I'm probably talking about it right now, unfortunately. So when it comes down to it, it's just like people get put in these high ass positions as streamers and content creators, and they really do not see the reality of their situation. You are in a peak level of society, my boy. You are in a peak level of holy shit, I'm doing something, I made it, and I'm actually am known by so many damn people that I literally cannot necessarily easily, you know, like drop off when it comes to my finances and gains of sorts like that, right? I'm literally set for a good ass time. You are in a perfect ass position that people like myself want to be in, right? That's literally how it is. But you have the nerve to complain that you ain't making the 10K? Granted, again, I understand why you feel that way. And again, yeah, you should definitely get your cash. But at the very same time, bitch, anybody will be on their hands and knees trying to get that damn 10K, much less the 2. So when it comes down to it, the hell are you complaining for? What are you actually complaining for? I've been busting my ass on this channel personally for 5 years, over 5 years at this point when it comes down to it. Just a little bit of extra change on the side. I've been busting my ass for that damn long. I've been doing every other topic and every other thing I possibly can imagine to do, and at the very same time working my ass off to make sure I stay myself, stay genuine, stay the way I need to stay, and not necessarily step out of the boundaries of being a cruel asshole person. I don't want to be that type of person, right? There is plenty of ways you can absolutely game the system, but gaming the system in the ways that people have done it is very scummy, very not so genuine, and kind of trash. Let's just keep it very much a stack. So when it comes down to it, I don't necessarily want to do all that. I would rather keep going in the way that we kind of have been going and kind of change it up if need be when it comes down to it. But that being said, you get all these other people kind of come through, don't know what they actually have, and then just complain about it when shit gets quote unquote bad for them, even though they literally are taken care of in every corner of the directions and every point of their life. Me, on the other hand, or literally anybody else in my position, literally has knives pointing at me at this direction, in this direction, in this direction, and it's so baffling. And I'm just like, how the hell are you complaining about this? How? People would kill for 2K. Do you not necessarily see that shit? How do you not see that shit? How does anybody in that position not see that shit? It's baffling to me. I can't even get a damn sponsor. I can't even figure out where to find one. Like, that shit immediately would be good to have, right? Especially now with this bitch ass medical bill. Like, I would definitely love to get a sponsor in the most nicest way possible. But can I even get that? No, because I don't know where that shit comes from. I get it. I'm small. I'm not necessarily gonna get like a, giant sponsor off the bat. But damn, man, where does that shit come from? I don't know. Also, just one other thing I want to add to this, which is, I don't do content creation for fun. That right there, that line that he said at the end, that right there is by far the biggest piece of shit mentality I've ever seen. To keep it very much real with you, money is important, yes, but having an organic and true community that will be with you and stay by your side and you be by theirs as well is by far one of the most important things that you can have as a creator, right? Because let's just keep it very much a stack. There will always be a opportunity to get more cash, right? If especially you're in a good ass position already. But when it comes down to it, having a dope ass community that can understand you to honestly get where you're coming from is more valuable than anything else. Because you could be a big ass VTuber and just blow up overnight. You could be a big ass YouTuber and Twitch streamer overnight, overtaking literally anybody else that we know and have heard of. But here's the thing, if you come through for one thing that they may have done, or they come through for one reason, how much do they really know of you? If you start revealing the real part of you and the real self of you that you need to at some point in time, if you decide to, how many of them is genuinely going to care? Versus someone like me, or someone that has, a similar sort of way of growing, or, a sort of genuine sense of an audience, they'll be having people behind them and pushing them to do better, to be having better content, to go forward, to, carry themselves and things of the sort like that, to show that there's actually not just, wanting for content, but an actual genuine care and liking for their creator as well when it comes down to it. So at the end of the day, that's great. People like that is the reason why we don't get new good creators, honestly. Why it's harder for people like myself, or people like Alice, or people like Stario, or people like the friends that I know and things of the sort like that, or anybody that's small as hell that wants to actually, make this thing work. Again, it's been 5 years. 5 years too damn long. I would very much like to, get to a position and get everybody like those two into a position where, we can actually do some cool ass shit, especially do some collabs together, because holy shit, would that be great. I would like to actually do a collab and be live for once in real time, so that would also be dope as hell. And I know both communities would probably like that shit, so there is that. I'm just taking a guess, but I assume so. But my point is, when it comes down to everything, outside of airing out my own damn grievances and added with that too, but when it comes down to it, it's just the fact that people be in these positions where they are good and set basically for life, and then they be complaining about shit when the average person don't even get to see that type of money in their life at all. Like, the most amount of money that people probably has ever seen is when them damn stimulus checks were kicking in. Like, that 1,400 when people were getting them shits, that was probably the most amount of money any average person was seeing in their life ever. And that's literally how it was, at least all at one time. So when it comes down to it, talking about, oh, I'm pissed that I don't have my 2K. Again, understandably so from the normal reason, but still going about it the way you've gone about it is so baffling. I very much want to get to those levels of hitting a 2K per day or something like that, or hell, a $10,000 thing per day or something like that. But I also care about how I get to that point, because easily I could start beef with somebody right now. I could absolutely start some nonsense and be on some very much demon time in the worst possible way and absolutely push off everything else and be the scumbag person that low-key kinda at these points in time in life want to kinda go to, but at the very same time I know that's not the right way of doing things. Pretty much I understand that, like, the system and everything that we kinda have already established obviously is not in your favor as an average person. It completely sucks. This is where you can understand why people become villains and do horrible things to other people or themselves. I absolutely get it. Does that mean I want to do it for me? Absolutely not. I just understand it, but that's not what I want to go. So my point is that be grateful for the position you in, because someone like me or someone like the people I know that do content creating full time, or someone else that really just wants something like this, they would kill, literally kill, to be in that type of position to reach $2,000 a damn day or a week, or $10,000 a day or a week, or whatever. Hell, even a month probably would do some justice when it comes down to it, right? So just chill. Just shut your ass up and take that $2,000. Or send that shit to me if you don't effing want it. Like, dead ass. I could use that shit immediately right now. Take what's left of that shit from the medical bill and just literally invest that shit into something effing else. But that's really what I want to say for this one. I'm sorry that I gotta keep putting out my personal shit in front of all of you guys and kind of just making this shit just really annoying at half the time, but things just suck, man. I wouldn't keep asking for shit if it was the fact that, you know, everything was taken care of. Like, if everything was taken care of, I wouldn't even need to ask anymore. I don't like asking. I've said that many times before. I'm not trying to beat around the bush or trying to hide anything or anything like that. I'm just saying what is needed to be said. Shit ain't right. Shit effing sucks. Even working a job at this point, when it comes down to it, and I have been looking and haven't been getting hired for shit, when it comes down to it, it just isn't working out. And I am trying to do everything in my power and everything that I know to do. It's just nothing is clicking and everything sucks. So, just to say, it's not great. But if you happen to know somebody that just has connections like that, or you just happen to know a big creator like that, or you can share this with a Kai Cenat or an Osmongold, or literally anybody that actually can change something, please do send them this video, because by gosh, this is by far the worst point in my life. Literally everybody else is being so successful, and yet my ass is still last place as per usual. Every time I hit a dang milestone, something bad happens. I don't know why. We just hit 3K, now all of a sudden all of this other stuff want to happen. I don't get it. I'm extremely tired and it sucks. It really does suck. You guys definitely have been the only reason why I haven't lost my absolute crap yet, because there has been definitely moments where I want to. There's been moments where I feel like that's the only option. But because of this channel, because of you guys and your constant support and moral support and just the constant niceness that you guys bring, that's the only reason why. That is dead ass the only reason why when it comes down to it. Because I would have been lost my shit a while ago. Not necessarily gonna lie. If this wasn't going on, I would have been lost it. But thankfully, luckily, I haven't yet, and I just pray and hope that I just don't. So that's just how that feels. I know I go on long enough, but I really just want to stretch that hard as hell that, again, I don't have anything really to my name outside of what is given to me, to be honest. I don't. I'm trying in every other situation and way to figure something out, and I just don't know what to effing do. So when it comes down to it, if you, again, have any type of connection or any type of money at all that you can just absolutely send my way and actually be extremely helpful when it comes down to it, please come through. This medical bill and this mortgage, all this shit, if these two things can just go, literally everything else would be fine. I wouldn't have an issue with a lot of things outside of just getting myself a solid footing to start actually living my life. Because obviously, I'm gonna be 24 next year. I don't want to be in the same position. I don't want this channel to be in the same position of just not having shit. So there is very much that. But that's really, again, all I wanted to say. So hopefully you understand where I'm coming from. If you did, be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification on the way out. Also follow on the socials, and if you'd like to donate to the channel, Kofi and Cash App is available as well. And until then, it's Boy J, signing off. Have a blessed day.